Hello crypto buddies, time to talk about this upcoming bull run. Expected to start late 2023, could have already started. I'm recording this on Day of the Dead here in Mexico. So let's have a quick look at how to actually maximize your profits. To lay the context, let's have a look at the last three halvings. The next one's coming up due in April 2024. Just have to check out other videos if you don't know what the Bitcoin halving does, but you can see that there's very much a repetitive pattern going on. So the big green is the bull run that generally lasts about 2 years. The red is a bear market, generally lasts about a year, maybe a bit more. The yellow is an accumulation phase, which is what 2023 has been around. Then it repeats itself again, roughly 2 years, roughly 1 year, and then up we go again with another bull run for a couple of years, so on and so forth. So some people are saying, or some experts are saying, that this could possibly be the last sort of big bull run in these 4-year cycles. So if you've been watching any of my videos, we actually have previously talked about the 4-year cycle. Cycle trading is popular in all markets. It's not just crypto. It actually happens in all markets. And there's some specialists out there who deal with cycle marketing and breaking it down even within the cycles. So I was just listening to the Future Crypto Summit recently, and it was just some fascinating stuff on how it all works. And to reiterate this, if you look at different graphs, this is a graph of every 6 months, going back to 2011. So every candle on here is 6 months, but it just seems to follow these same patterns. And, the patterns will continue through all the Bitcoin halvings, but they just may not have as big a swing as what is, possible for this next one here. I really love this chart. It came out of the crypto code training actually, and it's broken down into the days of sort of, what's a bear market, what's a bull market, and the accumulations added up in there as well. But just the last couple of halvings, you've seen that it's been a 396-day bear, 165-day bull, 365-day bear, 166-day bull, 365-day bear. So you could pretty much say that, from the lowest low, which was late last year, late in 2022, 1,065 days from there comes out at about 20th of September 2025. That could be different. This is, there's no predictions in any market whatsoever. But if history does repeat itself, this is sort of the stuff that we can look at. And, we're here at the end of 2023, which, as I've said, is pretty much the start of this expected bull run. So the ways to actually look at how to maximize your profits, you've got the 3 core strategies. Naturally, buy and hold is something that most people know about within the crypto space, but most people forget to take their profits as well. Dollar cost averaging is always really, really good. Most people think of dollar cost averaging for buying crypto, but you have to remember that you can actually be selling crypto on dollar cost averaging as well. It's pretty much impossible to buy at the absolute bottom and sell at the absolute top. So dollar cost averaging does that buying in and selling out as well. And of course, active trading, most people that are watching this video, I'm sure you're aware of grid bots because you've either taken part in the plan or you've had a look at, other things that are out there. But bots and smart trade automation is really what active trading is these days. It's not like, that old story of, day traders just sit there staring at charts all day. Some people do, but it's not necessary. There's the automations and the softwares and the, artificial intelligence. Not that it's really artificial intelligence, by the way, because you still need a person to actually input the information, but a lot of it can be implemented. So, preferably you could be doing all 3 of these strategies, but of course you can always just, stick with one. But I just wanted to give you a few options here today. So active trading, as I said, there's this day trading concept, which is there will be trades every day. Now, for most of us who run bots, we kind of leave our bots to do that. Maybe just check on them every now and again. Swing trading is something that I've just recently gotten more into and using, smart trade automation to do that. But swing trading is ultimately, a couple of times a week, maybe a few times a month. It depends on how much you want to actually, stay plugged in type of thing and having a look at the charts. But considering we've got, a pretty exciting couple of years ahead, I would say that you're probably going to be wanting to do a bit more of the swing trading as well. And cycle trading kind of comes a little bit into the buy and hold or the hodling type of concept, where you're trading longer term and trading around this 4-year cycle of the Bitcoin halving, and making the most of this bull market, and being able to spot and see when the bear market's coming, so that whether you're going in, whether you're going out, whether you're dollar cost averaging out, ready to dollar cost average back in when all the prices drop down. So yeah, that's sort of active trading in a nutshell. All right, let's do a comparison of a couple of examples here of somebody who is smart enough to do the hodl strategy with not just buying in but getting out and taking profits, versus the people that just buy in at whatever price point of the cycle and just hold on to it, hold on for dear life, as they say, for the rest of their lives. Hopefully I want you to be savvy enough to be able to go, yes, I know when to buy, and I'm going to know when to take out some profits, so that in order you could just buy back in, so that you've never got any of your money in there. You can eventually be able to just have sort of free money as such in crypto, or you just accumulate more crypto from doing that as well. So I've got an example to show you, but let's just talk about kind of the straight up hodl strategy, where you buy in, that you're going to, roughly at the low, you're in accumulation stage, you're buying, say, now. And you're just going to hold it until, perhaps it gets back to the highest high. We can talk about Bitcoin, or we can talk about any crypto, it doesn't really matter. And you sell out. And you're not bothered if it goes higher, you just know that you're going to be able to take your profits in order to wait until it drops down again to buy back in. But using the example of, let's say you put $10,000 into crypto, and that's point A, and then you sell out, and you've got a really nice return of $155,000. But what if you did the buy-in with your $10,000, sell on the first little mini high, buy back in when it drops down, sell on the next little mini high, buy back in again, and so on and so forth? So how much would that $10,000 be worth? We're just looking at this particular chart alone. And I did not create this. This comes out of a training program that I'm involved in with the Crypto Code. It basically came out at $722,000 doing swing trades off a real market there. So that's a difference of 365%. That's pretty amazing. So you don't have to do as many swing trades. And I've had people say, but how do you know when is the high and when is the low, etc., etc.? Well, you can learn that. Let me just tell you. So another thing to look at is, this is from a totally free training. It's free at the time of this recording anyway. Apparently it's going to be being charged soon, but the training was called Sniper School, and really, really good if you're interested in learning technical analysis to know kind of, how to dollar cost average in and dollar cost average out. But I really loved this example because he actually showed the number of Bitcoin. We just use it as a round number, and it's not just multiplying your dollar value, but if you are serious about long-term crypto wealth, like generational wealth, then what if you use this swing trading strategy in order to accumulate more crypto rather than just making the money? In this example, let's say you just wanted to buy one Bitcoin, and at the time it was $15,000. Now obviously it would double that at the time of this recording, but let's say this was just before the last bull run. So one Bitcoin took $15,000 out of your bank account, but you've got one Bitcoin in your crypto wallet. You then see that the price comes up and it hits $54,000. Okay, so you sell that one Bitcoin for $54,000. Then you see, or with the markets you're doing, that when it drops back down to 36, it may have gone lower, but you think, yep, 36 is good. I'm going to buy back in with my entire 54,000, which gives me 1.52 Bitcoin. So then it raises up again, and this time it raises up and it hits a top of 63,000. Again, we're just making these examples here. Very similar to what actually happened in the last bull market, by the way. And at 63,000, you sell out. You get 95 grand, you sit there, you hold it, and you wait until you see the price drop way back down to 37,000 again. You're like, all right, cool, I'm going to take my 95 grand, buy the Bitcoin at 37, that gives you 2.59 Bitcoin now. Remember, you only started with one and you haven't put any other cash out of your pocket into this. You've still only ever put your 15 grand in. It then reaches 45 grand. It's not that much. It's not that much higher than what you bought at. But you decide it's time to sell because the market looks like it's going to start going into the bigger bear market. So you sell out your 2.59, you get $116,500, and then the market totally goes into a bear market and you're able to buy Bitcoin at $21,000. Now that was only just a couple of months ago here in 2023. So your $116,500 buys you 5.54 Bitcoin. Now the money value of that is $21,000 still. You know, you've 12x'd your $15,000, but more importantly, you've 5 times your Bitcoin holding. And what if Bitcoin does get to $1 million? Isn't that just incredible that just a few of these simple swing trades can make such a difference to your holding? I like to keep a little bit of my Bitcoin aside and not trade it, but I'm learning to become more confident with my trades now of being able to take a bit more out, to be able to do this, to be able to say, yes, I know that the market's going to go up and then it's going to go back down again. So I can always sell at a higher, buy at a lower. It may not be the highest or the lowest, but it doesn't matter because I'm accumulating or making more crypto and or more money along the way. So you've actually got 3 choices, okay? This is how I see it. I mean, there's probably more, but this is how I see it. So you can learn technical analysis for yourself, and doing something like Sniper School, absolutely brilliant. Get into it. It's a really great training program. You'll find a link under this video. Again, I can't guarantee it's going to be free. It's been free at the time that I'm recording this, but it may not be free in future. But it was really cool. And there's some technical analysis trainings that you can pay for as well. There's a number of people that I can recommend. Again, look at the links down below. And there is an element to the crypto code, which I'm going to talk about in the moment, that does have some good technical analysis training as well as providing you with indicators. So the second way is copy and paste swing trade alerts. That's what I've been doing recently. I don't have my full confidence in being able to do technical analysis myself. So I'm copying and pasting the numbers. You know, the crypto code says, do this, do that, do this, do that. And I've been getting a pretty good win rate just in my short time of even doing this. And they've got an exceptional win rate for the whole of 2023 with 86% win rate so far. October was a 95% win rate, by the way. So the third way, which I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably already have done or have been interested in doing, and that's automating your day trades with bots. So let's have a look at the ways that you can do all this. So obviously with trading, and I'm just going to talk about the trading aspect, not bots, because, you know, even the exchanges do offer bots. You may not be aware of that, but pretty much every exchange that I'm in has some kind of bot aspect to it as well. The thing is, they're not as good as some of the third-party softwares because they don't have these little added features that we need to be able to really profit from the bots. Right through to the point that there was a guy on the crypto summit that I watched that said, don't even touch the exchange bots because the exchange bots are designed to make you have a lot of trades so that they make more money from their trading fees. They're not even really designed with any sort of major, you know, money-making algorithm. They're almost like a way to waste money. Doing bots on exchanges, don't do, okay? Don't even look at them. But trading directly on an exchange, different story. They still have a bit of a limitation, but just looking at this screen, they're all pretty much the same. Now, because everybody really should be diversifying, and if you followed this channel for any amount of time, you know that I was, I'll call myself a victim. I don't like that word, but I'll call myself a victim of theft from the FTX debacle that happened at the end of 2022. So it's always good to diversify. So rather than just trading on one exchange, you would want to actually spread your trading portion of your portfolio across a few different exchanges. So that's where like a third party comes in, and it just makes life so much easier. So instead of like logging into 3 or 4 different exchanges, you can just have them all running out of a software. So let's just have a look at the ones that are probably the most common ones. There are more out there, but we'll focus on these because of the price comparisons and how they roll out. So Bitsgap, if you've been doing the plan, you're aware of Bitsgap, and you know that the middle plan is the only place you can start because Bitsgap's lower plan is beyond useless, and they're just being greedy arseholes basically by not providing trailing up on the lower plan. So I think it had like 2 bots for, I don't know, $25 or $30 or something, and yeah, it's just, I'm really annoyed with Bitsgap because at the end of 2021 when they put their prices up, it was just so uncalled for. But, you know, 5 grid bots you can have with Bitsgap on the middle plan, 25 grid bots on their, you know, highest plan. Whereas over on 3Commas, you can actually start with a basic plan. And these basic plans, 2 grid bots, and you can have 10 smart trades for just $5 a month. Now, at the time of this recording, which I said is, Day of the Dead, so 1st of November 2023, this particular option is brand new to 3Commas, literally only a few weeks old. So if you've got a 3Commas account already, you probably don't have access to these numbers. So you might need to get in touch with them or look at, starting a new account. Their middle account, which is one which compares directly to Bitsgap, is $20 less, but you get double the amount of grid bots. Now, they've got 50 smart trades. I think the average person is probably never going to do more than 50 smart trades at any one time, because it's just like crazy land if you do that. Bitsgap offers unlimited smart trades on, all their levels. The top plan has 50 grid bots. So again, it's double what Bitsgap has. So it's a lot less. It's nearly half the price. Half the price, double the grid bots, and then you get your unlimited smart trades as well. So to me, it's a hands down winner. 3Commas is well worth it. And setting up your bots on 3Commas is literally, it's different interface, but they work exactly the same, despite what Dan Hollings might have said. It's a great way to save money on your expenses like this, because you get this ease of having everything in one place. You can have multiple exchanges coming through, and, this great interface. Oh, one thing I'll say about 3Commas as well, they have a fantastic app to see everything in one place. Bitsgap, they don't have a very good app at all with regards to how to put on a grid bot. You pretty much have to do it on the laptop. And even with the trades, you can't even see any of your history. So hands down, Bitsgap isn't even an app. It's just a mobile web version. So the 3Commas app, double thumbs up for that. Let's have a look at another reason here. So Bitsgap calls their trading part, or their automation, smart orders, and they are pretty good. They've got a few different things in here. They've actually even got not just limit, market, stop limits, etc. They've got TWAP, which is a timed weighted average pricing way to scale in or scale out, or otherwise, as we call it, DCA in, DCA out. I kind of like the 3Commas interface a bit better for setting it up, because it's sort of a bit like step by step. You go, okay, I've got all this space here to really consider. Am I doing a limit order, a market order? What's the price point? Will I have trailing buying? They've got all this in Bitsgap as well. But then you say, how am I setting this trade up? Am I going to set a take profit? You can set multiple take profits, spread out over your 100%, as opposed to being forced into having exactly 10 scales in the scale trading side of Bitsgap. You can kind of, select your own thing in here. Bitsgap does have a percentage take profit thing as well. It's just not as clean and easy to set up. And then the stop loss. This is the key thing to, literally covering your butt whenever you're doing any sort of trading. So learning how to do the take profit setting, the stop loss setting, is all part of technical analysis. It's not just, you're reading the charts, but you're knowing how to protect your investment, be able to really have a risk to reward ratio that works for you, depending on, how sort of risk tolerant you are as well. Next in the comparison between Bitsgap and 3Commas is the futures trading aspect. I know there's a few people out there who say, don't touch leverage, it's too scary, you shouldn't do it. It's okay when you know what you're doing and you've got your own rules. And what I'm doing with these premium trade alerts, these copy and paste tradings, I've got my stop losses. I've got very conservative take profits in place. A lot of people just get greedy with leverage, and that's why it tends to fall down. That's why it's got a bad reputation. But it is a really great way to maximize your profits. And 3Commas has futures exchanges, many of them that you can choose from. They've even got 𝗋𝒐, which is great because 𝗋𝒐 can actually be used by people in the US if they're using a VPN, just with no KYC. Little tip there. But it's coming soon to 3Commas. Otherwise, anyone in the US can't do any sort of leverage trading anyway, but that's a little kind of hack that you'll be able to do shortly. My US friends are actually just trading directly on 𝗋𝒐 at the moment if they want to do any leverage trading, FYI. Unfortunately, over at Bitsgap, they only have one futures exchange, which is Binance. And, definitely nobody from the US can do Binance because it's Binance Global. But you only get one choice, so you're only locked into one place. And that's one reason why I really like the 3Commas side of things as well. So continuing the comparison with the plans of what gets offered with Bitsgap and 3Commas, you've got grid bots, you've got DCA bots, and you've got smart trades. Now, the reason I'm talking about DCA bots is because I am going to mention and recommend that if you're wanting to go to the next level and really maximize your profits with these different ways of trading, is to consider following the crypto code. It's just a really great way to be able to get the copy and paste trade alerts done for you, to first and foremost, get a really great community, and be able to use a different style of automation in a bot that is not a grid bot. Now, when we set them up, they are called DCA bots, so they're ultimately a DCA type of bot, but instead of using the system settings, you're actually using alerts and signals from a TradingView chart. Now, don't worry, you don't even need to know how to set up the chart or look at the indicators or any of that stuff. A wave bot can still just be a very passive. It's probably the more passive than a grid bot, because with a grid bot, you can fall out of range. But with a wave bot, you can literally walk away from it for a year. Now, if the markets really go weird, you might have no trades for a month or maybe even longer. But when the bot does trade, and particularly in markets like this, when the bots do trade, they make a lot more profit. So the wave bots, I'm just mentioning that because it is why I'm showing you what's included in these plans, is the number of DCA bots provided, because we actually set the software we set these indicators up to talk to the DCA bots in 3Commas. That function is not available in Bitsgap. So if you are considering doing the crypto code and you are wanting to do wave bots, you have to go to 3Commas. If you're considering doing the crypto code and you just want to do the premium trade alerts and you've got Bitsgap paid up for another 6 months or something, you can absolutely do trades through Bitsgap. It's been done. I've done it myself. It's not a problem at all. But maybe consider 3Commas because you might want to look at wave bots in future. But looking at the numbers again, 5 grid bots, 50 DCA bots, exact same thing, except it's double grid bots on the middle plan here. That's the $49 a month, save $20. And even on the basic plan, I mean, $5 a month. If you pay for the year, you even get 2 months free. It's like $48 for the year. So you can have 2 grid bots to test it out, 5 DCA bots, run the wave bots if you want to, 10 smart trades, and it goes up from there. So yeah, I've said here the WaveBot software is not included. That's actually TradingView is what you do need to link up with that. I hope I'm not getting too far in the weeds here. It's sort of, I'm trying to explain sort of the differences of things and what is required and what the expenses are, but doing it in a really affordable way, because these new plans from 3Commas are just really awesome. It gives you a lot of option. So looking at either trading alone or getting the premium trade alerts, I'll use the 2 platforms again, because if you want to trade alone, which I was just saying, you could just buy, if you haven't already bought the Bitsgap annual plan, you can run your grid bots. If you're on the plan, you know how to do that. Just use their interface. You can go trade alone for sure. You might want to have a look at getting a TradingView account so that you can, use the free indicators that gets talked about in the sniper school, and, can have everything set up. But if you're going to get a TradingView account, you may as well do the crypto code. And if you're going to do the crypto code, you may as well not just have copy and paste trades done for you, you may as well put the wave bots on. And in order to do that, you need 3Commas. So 3Commas, as I said, you can get started on the basic plan, straight out of pocket, pay $48 for the whole year. All right. But you'll be paying $97 a month to the crypto code to get these premium trade alerts, the actual indicators working with your TradingView. They can cut that off when you close your membership down, which you don't want to have happen, unless you get to a stage where you just become this technical analysis master and you've got all your own indicators and you know how to read them. You can absolutely do that. I'm not saying you have to do the crypto code and their ongoing membership, but just letting you know what's included with it. The big thing to me about paying $97, and especially if you're only going to pay, this smaller amount for 3Commas, is that very soon they're going to have wave bots available on DeFi. Some people will just go, what? That is so important. Remember, victim of theft with FTX. I still only have a small portion of my portfolio running through big central exchanges, using all these things to make passive income and, great, maximizing the profits of the 4-year Bitcoin halving cycle, all of that stuff. The absolute peace of mind that nobody could ever shut down, be like a bank closing and stealing all your money. That can't happen in DeFi. What do they say? Not your keys, not your crypto. That's what decentralized finance is about. You are in control of your own wallets, whether it be a Web3 wallet or whether it be a hard wallet. And for the crypto code to actually be able to develop software that is going to run bots via DeFi is just huge. And you really want to be a member of the crypto code as soon as possible if that is of interest to you. It may only be the fellow, FTX victims out there that might be interested in that, but I hope I can help educate over these upcoming videos about just how important that's going to be as we get closer to that rolling out. Oh, and just remember, of course, you don't need either of these softwares if you just want to trade alone. Trade on your own at an exchange. You can absolutely do this, especially if you can get the guidance from Sniper School up front. They even show you how to do it on exchanges, exchange by exchange at a time, which is really, really cool. Yet, if you're like me and you need a lot of confidence to be able to do that, perhaps getting the premium trade alerts to do copy and paste trading is more up your alley to get results like this. So you might see some coins here that are familiar. There's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Atom, Bitcoin Cash, Mana, GMT. These are all leverage trades, and I just want to show you how little I put into and how much actually came back out. So you can see the percentages here, but next one down, on this Bitcoin one, I only put $80 into that trade. So that means that my risk tolerance wasn't even at $80. My risk tolerance was at the stop loss level. So I think if I remember correctly on that, it might have been about $15. So I was willing to lose $15 on saying that Bitcoin was going to go down, which is classed as a short trade. And it did, so I had a win. Now, if it had gone the other way, my stop loss would have only had me lose out of my pocket about $15 USDT. But it went the right way, and I turned my $80 into over $150 because I made 77 USDT on that trade, which is just amazing. The next one, the GMT, I had about $90 in this one. I got a really nice return on that, just over 50%, and there's my $45 that I got back. This was a long trade. The next one, I went a bit big. I went up to a $150 trade for the Mana, and again, I did a long leverage with 5 times leverage, which ultimately means that my $150 turned into, what's that? 2 is 300. It was like a $750 trading amount that ultimately gave me the $82, the 82 USDT. So I got the equivalent of a 50% return, or a bit more than 50% return, but it was because of the leverage that I got the money. We'll talk about the leverage side of things another time, but I just wanted to let you know that these are really good returns, and they were all just a couple of days. Sometimes they can get stuck and take a little bit longer if you're going to just set up your automation and walk away. But this has been really exciting. These are just a few examples of what's happened to me in the last couple of weeks, thanks to getting the premium trade alerts from the crypto code, where I didn't even have to look at any charts myself. I just copy and pasted the numbers that they gave me into my 3Commas, and I think one of them actually I did go directly onto Bybit, directly to the exchange, and pasted them in there to do a comparison of that as well. It was all too easy. Copy and paste, way to make money, I like. All right, let's round this out with talking about scale trading versus wavebot strategies. I've talked a little bit about the wavebots already, but if you are involved in the plan, you've probably been, getting emails from Dan Hollings talking about the horseshoe method, and he is going to take you to another platform. You're going to have to pay for another software if you're wanting to take on another strategy. The reason I wanted to do this comparison is if you decide to do the horseshoe method, like the scale trading methodology or strategy with Dan Hollings, you're going to be paying anywhere between $2,500 and $3,500 to learn one strategy. I don't know. To me, the value of just paying that much money for just one strategy doesn't add up in my head, but I don't know, maybe I'm a tight ass or something. But the crypto code, on the other hand, I mean, if you're going to spend another couple of grand if you've already got the plan, you're going to spend another couple of grand with Dan Hollings, I would seriously suggest having a look at spending a couple of grand with a crypto code instead, where you're actually going to get access to multiple strategies, not just one. So you get multiple strategies for your 2 grand, which is still less than buying the scale trading and the horseshoe method. And you can actually buy the crypto code with some of your crypto wins. So if you had a look at your balance recently, you might have already picked up an extra 2 grand just in the markets moving just in this last few weeks. So you can pay in crypto, you can pay by credit card. You'll get 30 days of the mastermind with, all the settings, all the indicators, all the premium trade alerts, all the everything. And you can decide from there whether you keep paying the $97 a month or not. Now, as you saw with some of these trades, I virtually paid for my monthly membership with just one trade. So I think it's well worth it to pay the money because you're getting so much out of it. But it's entirely up to you. You're not locked into it by any means. Now, if you are going to do 𝗹𝑽𝑠bots, again, it is optional. You may just want the crypto code purely just to have copy and paste trading. Just cement that in your mind. But if you do want to do the 𝗹𝑽𝑠bots and you do want to have a true passive, walk away from it, forget these bots are even working, then you will need TradingView. And even if you're going to be trading on your own, if you're going to go out there and say, I'm going to learn technical analysis, guaranteed you're going to need to get a TradingView account regardless. So the prices for TradingView depends on whether you pay monthly or annually. And they did actually have a really good offer. When you do your free trial and you go to upgrade, you've got like 30 days to be able to get discounts of up to 50%. I think I got a 40% discount. So I literally only paid about $200 for the entire year on TradingView. A bit like buying 3Commas. I bought the basic plan for like $48 for the whole year, and I'm waiting out for Black Friday to see if I can upgrade to the next level. So yeah, that was my summary, I guess, of kind of weighing up the next steps for you to head into this bull market with, remembering that all these charts, all these indications are saying that it's going to be roughly from now through until mid to late 2025. Nothing is guaranteed, but it depends on how you want to play these markets. And if you decide to just buy some crypto and hold it and sell it back out and not even ever walk into an exchange, then I've got some really cool ways that I can show you on how to do that with even just a simple Revolut card, a multi-currency Revolut card that can do even stock trades if you want to. But I'll provide that in future videos. There's just so many great ways to be able to get involved with all these different sort of core strategies and really making the most of this bull run. So I hope you found that helpful. And if you decide to join the crypto code, I really look forward to welcoming you into our cryptobuddies.online private group where we all support each other. We're like trading geeks, sort of all hanging out together and sharing our wins and helping each other understand the different elements of this particular skill set. So any type of trading really is a skill set for sure. But regardless, I 100% believe that every single person should be getting into crypto now, not waiting until after central banks and governments and all this stuff start forcing us to use digital money. Get in and get educated now. It is not that hard. It is not that scary. It's just a story that the media has been playing out to keep everybody away from it. So you've got a choice. I hope you take advantage of this next 2 years because it really could be a game changer for your financial future. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.